Was at first a disturbing story about political servitude violating the sanctity of the offices of federal prosecutors. Then it was a story about employees in those offices being hired only if they were political adherents, something that rang of the old Soviet Politburo. But in our fourth story on the countdown tonight, the Alberto Gonzales U.S. attorney firing scandal has now reshaped itself again, like some governmental Andromeda strain, into what looks like an attempt to deprive Democrats of the right to vote. Meet Bradley Schlossman. The McClatchy newspaper is reporting that Mr. Schlossman, a senior official at the Department of Justice, is now sharing the spotlight of the White House liaison Monica Goodling as the focus of congressional investigators pursuing accusations that both of them illegally used political party as hiring criteria. What takes this beyond the U.S. attorneys is that now Congress is looking at allegations that virtually every level of employment at Justice was subject to a political litmus test. This went right down to the interns. Furthermore, Schlossman's involvement means the scandal now revolves around your fundamental right to vote, because the office Schlossman is accused of turning into a political arm of the Republican Party is the Justice Department's voting rights section. Two former attorneys telling the McClatchy chain that Schlossman hired them after seeing Republican credentials on their resumes and then told them to resubmit those resumes without including their telltale Republican Party ties. Schlossman and his staff aggressively targeted voter fraud, but did so by pushing laws and policies widely seen as depressing the votes of minorities and the poor, like the Georgia law that required the use of $20 photo IDs, Tom DeLay's Texas redistricting that favored Republicans there, and of course the push to sweep voters off the rolls in Missouri, all struck down by various courts. While at the same time, Schlossman, head of the voting rights section, reportedly prosecuted not a single case defending a black person's right to vote. According to Schlossman's predecessor, Joe Rich, U.S. attorneys were told instead to give priority to voter fraud cases, which indicated an intent to depress voter turnout in minority and poor communities. The career voting rights attorneys, veterans of administrations of both parties, so disheartened that more than half of them left or quit the section in just the last 2 years.